Let's see. What's a good base for treachery? Whatever you can equip. It's relatively cheap to make. Generally, I just go for whatever good armor I can find. I'm usually not too picky about that kind of stuff. I usually have enough bases floating around that it's not a big issue. But online, you don't have access to Goat Mule, which means you can't hoard all that kind of stuff. So, usually, I would say probably go for... Trying to think what I would actually recommend going for on that. Probably a... And Mercenary, yep, Mercenary's gonna die. Because he's a dingus and just won't back off. There you go, good sir. Oh, chain gloves.
I am overburdened.
Seriously? Fight me. Are they any good? Not really. You're off tomorrow? Message. I won't say that one out loud. Of course, they can look at the chat on there, but... I do appreciate that name. That is kind of a cool sounding name. Emilio will eventually be replaced, by the way. Curious question. Are you in touch with other creators? If so, ask them to invest in console version. I don't have direct contact with any of the other, like... I don't have direct contact with the other Diablo 2 creators. I have passing contact with them just because of mutual communities, but I don't have, like... I don't private message or talk to any of them outside of just, like, casual passing conversations. But most of the creators that I hang out with are variety streamers. So, yeah. Just in case you were curious about that. What, Deckard? What do you want? Go away. We know it's not going to be to the left. So it's going to be through here and up. I see a ghost down there. It's behind some... Mercenary, why? Why did you walk down that way? Please do not. Do not do things such as... Oh, hi. Do not do things such as these. We just want to go around the crazies. As you can see, Charge Strike. Actually halfway decent. So let's see. Yes, we want to keep going up. Go through there. Go through there. I did not need that bone helm. Sorry. Okay. Hey, Mocha, how's it going? Hopefully well. I know you said you had to go to work today. I'm sorry. Hopefully work doesn't go too bad. But yes, consoles do need representation. It's just... It's hard to justify that cost of going on multi-platforms. A lot of the people I've seen going on multi-platforms are people that don't stream, weirdly enough. And if you do want to grow and be like the representative of consoles, that is actually a fairly open opportunity as far as what I can tell. So that would be like grounds to possibly consider expanding in. Because I know a few of you actually stream and stuff. If you want strategies or something like that for it. Mercenary, please don't be a dingus. For the love of God. Think the TP game is too slow, missing your drink. I mean, we used one just a minute ago. To revive the mercenary. Let's see. Oh, hi. So we'll come in here, we'll grab this gold. Mainly we're just needing to get our gold back up just in case mercenary decides to kamikaze again. And that's going to be our exit right there. It's the right orientation and everything. I have noticed that D2R has a little bit more tendency to have the jitters. Old school gaming stuff. I think he's PC. I haven't watched a lot of his stuff. I know that people have mentioned him as someone that they watch, and I know that he was doing the poll thing for a while too. But Mercenary, stop dying. And you stop shooting me in the ass. Mercenary's just doing his own thing, wandering miles away. You dingus, stop. You're just aggroing everything, my dude. I don't have the accuracy to actually handle these guys super quick. Just got up. It's freaking 4 a.m. Barely. Oh, desperately. I would imagine you need coffee at 4 a.m. Got YouTube videos for consoles, but 30 followers and someone with thousands to get Blizzard's attention. They don't pay attention to me. I mean, if you're really curious, I don't have any sway with Blizzard. I critique Blizzard a little too much for them to actually care what I think. They actually contacted people smaller than me for Diablo 2 stuff, so that tells you the relationship I have with them. It's also because I'm not on Twitch. Blizzard is very tone deaf with the streaming and content creation scene. Just because they tend to fire anybody who doesn't align with their ass backwards, I'm an old white guy mentality. Nothing against old white guys, it's just that mentality is very prevalent in a lot of very corporatized businesses. And, well, Blizzard Activision is one of those. So their marketing department generally reflects that. They're a little bit less on the edge of knowledge whenever it comes to streaming scene and stuff like that. Mercenary, can you stop running up there? Just like, you know, hang out down here for a minute. That would be fine. You're dumber than the rest of the AI. I mean, he literally can't open doors, so yeah, he is literally dumber than the rest of the AI. Let's see. You're about to give up this game. It's too hard to decide what crap to keep, and looking at a whole page of rings makes you feel sick. Generally, my word of advice. And I know that there's a lot of people like, keep this for trade, and this is the best item for blah, blah. Think about what builds you've played that are fun, because usually by the time you have so many items that you are having trouble like keeping them organized or sorted and stuff like that, you've played through at least 2 or 3 characters. You kind of have an idea of what you like. Think about those builds that you like, and then think about what items and stats you're looking for on that, and just keep those items and stats. You can trade anything else that you get, or you can just keep it for whatever reason. I wouldn't know why. That's just my advice. Don't care about what's valuable. Care about what's fun to you. Tier rune. Sure. This is a dead end. Oh, no, it's not. It's another room. Hey, there's our stairs. Sweet, we've got an inner cloister. Blizzard's been behind the times for a while now. I mean, they've been kind of under the thumb of pain for, God, I'm trying to think how many years. It was in the Vivendi days. So that would be probably about 20 years. Maybe a little bit longer. Actually, it'd be a little bit under 20 years. 1.5 gigs to download and only 2 or 3 sentences. Yeah, sometimes that's a thing. Sometimes it's just them not. It's another problem with AAA development. A lot of them do not do any kind of like actual optimization unless they're forced to. So usually you're just downloading a massive file of things that you already have. In a lot of those cases, it's not really 1.5 gigs of actual changes. It's stupid, but it happens. It's one reason why some games you need like a 200 gig hard drive just to freaking update. Let's see. Reading chat real quick. But yeah, Blizzard, their marketing, they've always been hostile to their marketing team, which is really stupid. Especially ever since their esports division started being a little less prominent. And it started getting replaced by League of Legends and stuff. Let's see. Question, how does hit cause monster to flee work? And if it synergizes with cold, or is it just canceling? What? They don't have any impact. Cold damage and hit causes monster to flee do not have any interaction. Hit causes monster to flee basically is a single target terror effect, which is those little green things on top of that. Needs 1 terabyte to be safe for future updates. Jesus. That would be kind of impossible for me to do. That's one reason, actually, it's not a reason I have them, but it's one reason I'm glad I have them on a don't show me this on Steam list. I don't have anything against the game personally. It doesn't seem like a bad game. It's just that kind of nonsense. Do I recommend any D2R communities? To new players, they're fine. But it's just like any other internet community. You come in as a new player, you're going to get a mix of responses. You're going to have the really nice people who are willing to help you, and you're going to have the jackass trolls who are like, Charcy it on everything. If you ever see someone saying Charcy it to everybody who asks if something's good or not, don't pay attention to them. Oh, on Facebook, I've joined one of their Discords after being invited by a friend, but other than that, I'm not super active on Facebook. Otherwise, that would be an okay way to like learn about stuff, I guess. Craft, you're wrong, but didn't Blizzard make $80 million with this reskin of Diablo 2, a 20-year-old game, and made more money than any of their most recent games? I actually don't know their profits on it. I didn't look. I haven't watched any of their like investor meetings or anything like that, but I wouldn't even know where to look for them, honestly, at this point. Speaking of attributes, hit freezes target +3, which you found on Churchill Frost. What does the +3 mean? If I remember correctly, it's about duration, but I don't usually pay attention to that. If it says hit freezes target, it's fine. Hit freezes target is penalized in hell difficulty and stuff anyway. So it's just like a nice interrupt rather than actually something super insanely useful. It's one of those things that helps you out but is not necessary. If that makes sense. If you freeze a monster, will it remove flee? No. The flee might expire while it's frozen, though. And you can still sit there hitting it while it's frozen. It won't go anywhere. As far as my thoughts on the reskin, I think it's a good remaster. I do think that they did a fairly good job. There's bugs, there's issues. It's not actually, despite what they said, I can guarantee you it's not entirely, oh, just the base game running under the hood. No, I've been saying it since the beginning. That's not what's happening with this. They're going to have to change things to get it to work with the system. Ow. Can you guys not be jerks? Okay, did Mercenary... Oh, nope. Hi, big guy. Guard me, Mercenary. Thank you. But yeah, I think they did a fairly good job. Do I think it was worth the price a good job? No. Do I think it was a good job? Yes. And only reason I actually have the reskin is because I got it before my financial situation changed. So, can't stop playing, but you're a duo with your brother who has health issues. He loves playing and it calms him down. Hey, it's hard not to outlevel him. Yeah, if I'm playing with somebody, I will almost always keep that character just dedicated to them because I know that I have the ability and the attention to play more than most people. That's true of a lot of games. Oh, God. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Amp damage. Amp damage is not my friend. Get out of there. Thank you. That hurt like a mother liquor. There we go. There's all our healing potions back. Jesus. He's running a Zealot Paladin, you're running a Summon Necromancer. All of those issues that summoners run into are solved by having a Pocket Paladin. Yes, and actually a lot of the issues that the Paladin runs into are solved by having a Summoner. Because the Summoner gives you the bodies that keep things from basically block lock. Well, early on it's block locking, later on it's reaction locking your character. Of course, Paladin doesn't really have to worry about block locking too much. It's still there until you get Holy Shield. But yeah, that's actually a fairly strong combo because you also have your...
I can't carry anymore.
I can carry more. Stop picking up that. Thank you. FHR Grand Charm, no thanks. But
It's locked.
yeah, they kind of solve each other's issues a lot, and curses are just amazing things. I am glad you are enjoying the guides. I will probably be doing a budget Zealot guide relatively soon, but it's going to be one of the few that I actually have to recommend non-rune words, although I will have some rune word recommendations on it. He loved the Palia guide. Hey! Well, I am glad that it's helping him. Someone's not talking trash. You love the game and what they have done with it. Point was that they haven't shown the love to the franchise until now, and you hope Blizzard sees this and really brings the best for Diablo 4. I don't think Diablo 4 is going to be as good as people are hoping. I know that's pessimistic, and I know I shouldn't think like that, but it's already got a couple check marks against it for me. Always online DRM being one of the big ones. It's actually something I count against this as well. This isn't always online DRM, it's check-in DRM, but still it's irritating as shit. I hope Diablo 4 is good. I am not holding my breath for it. I am expecting disappointment. That way, if it turns out to be okay, I won't be quite as upset about it. Jeez. Sorry, I'm concentrating on a spider in front of me. Okay, let's see. Your biggest concern for Diablo 4 is that they focus so much on being grimdark that they forget that Diablo 2 also has a glimmer of
It's
hope.
locked.
All the Diablos have a glimmer of hope. Diablo 3 has a whole, like, candy-coated paint job of it. But, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a god-awful, terrible cluster F of a game. I also don't think it's going to be as good as people are hoping. I don't think it's going to save the series or change the series in any drastic, like, super insane way, but I think it's going to be good enough. It's going to have always online DRM. It's going to be good enough. It's going to be better than Diablo 3, probably about on par with Diablo 1 as far as my opinions go. That's my anticipation. Let's see. Where is our waypoint? Jeebus. And our mercenary is too far away to actually even give us an aura.
I need mana.
Come on, mercenary. You can use doors. They're open. They're not even closed. The doors. Oh, that one is closed. Never mind. Sorry. I must have closed the door while I was walking through it. Apologies, mercenary. Let's see. Getting late. Up at 5 a.m. Diablo 2 Resurrected on console is missing trading, messaging, lobbies, zoom in, etc. Does it have zoom in? I don't remember. But anyway. Paid full price for half a game. I mean, and refunding it is a pain in the ass on consoles. Because who do you refund it from? The store you bought it from? Can they get their refund from Blizzard? Is there a... Obviously, there was the situation with, whatchamacallit, the Cyberpunk game.
Good day.
Which is weird, but very uncommon. I don't think you'd be able to get enough outcry on Diablo 2 to get that to happen. Unfortunately. Play on console tool, lots of weird issues. There's a lot of graphical issues on console from what I've been seeing from various communities as well, like having boats in the middle of towns. Worth it not to keep cube in inventory and just keep the stash because it's clunky to use? Yeah. Don't understand why the decision for MMO was made for it. It's like they're trying to go PoE competitive. Yeah, if you are paying full price for a game, you can't go PoE. You can go the, oh, we're having all these services. You're also going to run into bloat if you do it. But all these services that go with the release of the game, and every few months we're going to release this new feature and have you do a ladder with it. That's fine. It's not my kind of shtick, but it's okay. But games as a service pisses me off. The idea of it, you constantly have to be connected to the internet, constantly updating, constantly changing, is not fun for me. I want to learn a game. I want to engross myself in it. I want to try the puzzle a few times before the puzzle's rules changed. And finally got used to telekinesis and teleport, but it took a while. Ah. Telekinesis and teleport are nice on PC. I can't imagine them being that good on console. Aiming things suck on controllers, so I imagine it's god-awful on console. Let's see. Treya doesn't matter. Oh, Treachery doesn't matter since it has no enhanced defense, and you want the mercenary to get hit to proc fade. It's just a matter of just fashion for me, usually. I have a tendency to put them in wire fleeces or, oh, what's the exceptional version? The exceptional version of this. Just because I like the look of it on a lot of characters. I like the light armor. We are kind of underleveled, aren't we? You can also proc fade on just like having them stand on fires and stuff like that. It doesn't require a physical hit. It just requires damage hit kind of thing. What is our chance hit? Like 30%? Nope, 74. Still horrible. Well, that took a few of them down. Thankfully, I don't think... Yeah, they're not targeting Mercenary because they are all melee. What is the recipe to put sockets in armor? I don't remember off the top of my head. You have to realize I'm old and my memory sucks. Sorry. But it should be like a gem, a rune, and it's a perfect gem, of course. And the armor. And you cannot put it into like superior or anything like that. I think it's either diamonds or emeralds, if I remember correctly. I can check real quick. I hear some zombies near me. I can check real quick. I have it open in another window. Let's see. Not rune words. Why am I going to rune words? Project Cube. Socket. It's on here like 70 times. Okay. Throw it down there. It is body armor is Tal Thol Topaz body armor. The helmet is Ral Thol Sapphire helm, and the shield is Tal Am Ruby shield. Yeah, I can't just quote these off the top of my head, unfortunately, because my brain do not work that way. And what's my favorite kind of cat? The domesticated kind? I like the, I keep wanting to call it a blue Russian. It might actually be called a blue Russian. I wanted one of those when I was younger, but frankly, just a good temperament cat is a good cat. We had one that used to like biting the top of my head. That was not a good cat. I actually really like rune words, but I can understand why some people don't. Diablo 3 is much more dopamine friendly. That is for darn sure. Diablo 2 is one of those that I actually like the itemization for it because it's less luck based, because I generally have terrible luck. So what happens is if I can find the runes and stuff, or if I can craft something that's almost as good, I am perfectly fine with that. That way I don't have to worry about getting perfect Oculus or anything like that. I can just find a towels. Yeah, Ariat Summit is the best place to go looking for crafting recipes or for rune words or anything like that. You can pretty much guarantee that it actually knows what it's talking about. Unlike some websites, which has actually been a recent issue again. Whenever I did some old runeword videos, it was an issue. Like enabling ladder runeword video and stuff like that. People would go to those websites and find the removed rune words and be like, oh, I can use this one, or go and find ones that are just like specific to mods and wonder why they don't work. It has to be the ones listed on Ariat Summit. Go to those. Those are the ones that work. Whenever I want to see a cool Boazon build, we actually have, if you're on the Discord, there's on the Diablo 2 builds thing on the Discord, I have opened it up to builds that we will be doing test runs on, maybe even guides on to improve them if it's like a mid-level build that needs some tweaks or anything like that, but just test runs of viewer builds. What's special about the Boazon that you're using? Because I've run strafers, I've run mage zons, which is both elements, I've run fire Boazons, I've run cold Boazons. I don't think there's a bow build that I haven't tried. I guess it's mostly the need to look outside the game, having to browse websites. If all the info was within the game, you'd be okay with rune words. That I can agree with. How to display that is a little bit more questionable, because it's a little bit weird. Because there are mods that do it. All of it's been kind of clunky, but it's definitely something that should be addressed in game. Yes, I agree with that. You're first introduced to the concept of rune words. If you're playing through without outside influences, you're actually first addressed with it in Act 5 whenever you get the runes from... I keep wanting to call him Quetzalcoatl, but that's not his name, Qualkek. Whenever he gives you the runes, that's whenever you're first introduced to rune words. That's because rune words were not introduced until Lord of Destruction. So that's how you get into that. And that's one of the reasons why it's not introduced until Act 5. Even though you do get runes before then now, it's just, that's when they decided to toss it in. It's understandable. But honestly, I would have either done something with Cain to introduce it or something like that. Make it something you could interact with. Yeah, Book of Lore, or even just like, these are the rune words you can make with this rune. And then whenever you hover over them, it gives you another little list. Doesn't even have to necessarily be in a book. Like, let's see, we didn't have any runes, but let's say you hovered over this. If you could right-click it and just see a list of rune words, and it wouldn't even have to tell you what they do. Just tell you what they go in and what runes you need for it, and the name. Beyond that, it would be a nice little mystery of like, oh, I'm figuring this out. We're going to actually put a TP there instead. I know there's a lot of superstitions. Oh, putting a TP here makes it drop less. It doesn't work that way. Feathered Serpent Qualk. Yes. I'm glad someone here actually knows what Quetzalcoatl is. I'm mispronouncing it like horribly, but you actually knew what I meant. Speaking of which, I need to do like a full every Final Fantasy game run on the Let's Play channel. For some reason, that made me think of it. And even though I think Quetzalcoatl's only in one Final Fantasy game. I think it's only in Final Fantasy VIII, if memory serves. Oh, I had a lock on you for a second there. There you are. Nice. Hopefully that didn't aggro her, you charging up there like a nincompoop.